Halo, balik lagi di Tales of Arise. Terakhir kita udah selesai ngelawan Lord Forerun, tapi masih banyak misteri yang belum kita buka nih. Malah banyak lagi misteri-misterinya. Dan lagi pula kita juga masih ada beberapa hal yang kita perlu lakukan di kota-kota sebelumnya. Kayak training ground masih belum selesai, masih belum kita lawan. Dan juga masih ada misi-misi lain, side mission yang belum kita lakukan. Masih banyak misteri juga. Ya, beginilah ya. Misteri-misterinya masih belum dipecahkan. Kenapa Renas Alma itu butuh 6 Master Core. Terus kemudian kenapa dengan si Alvin, kenapa dengan Sion. Terus apa yang terjadi dengan mereka dan kawan-kawan. Yap, masih banyak misteri yang masih perlu kita ungkap. Kita ketemu dengan Sion dulu nih.
Is something going on?
Sounds like it. Kisara wants us all to meet at the castle entrance. Taking in the view again?
Yeah. Looking at the scenery helps take my mind off things.
Like what?
Being a maiden. Whether I really am a descendant of Naori. Those kinds of things.
So, are you mad at me?
For what?
I destroyed the Rena Alma. Right as you were about to get rid of your thorns forever.
Why did you destroy it?
When I saw it appear in front of me, it reminded me of what happened back on Lenegus. And the rest was... it was all just a blur. I'm sorry.
It must have been a pretty terrible memory. Besides, we don't know that the Renas Alma actually was destroyed. For all we know, it might have disappeared with that red woman.
If so, then why are you...
Don't. It's okay. You brought me back. You got me away from Volron. That's enough for now. Let's get going. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
Kisara said she wanted everyone to meet at the castle entrance.
Castle entrance. Itu depannya castle. Karena Salma masih belum tahu kondisinya apakah benar-benar hilang atau rusak. Ya, kemungkinan sih dibawa sama orang yang itu, orang cewek merah, baju merah yang dia punya Dark Master Core. Oke, sebelum kita lanjut buka pintunya, kita lihat yuk. Missing connection.
Hey, Shion.
Don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But if you come any closer, you'll only end up getting hurt.
Because of your thorns, you mean? Trust me, I've endured...
No, that's not it. You don't understand. Never mind. Sorry, just forget I said anything, okay?
If it isn't your thorns, does that mean there's something else?
It's just... It's nothing, really, okay? So you can stop asking me.
Okay. In that case, I'll see you up ahead, okay?
Kasihan Sion. Karena awalnya dia mungkin nyaman ya dengan Alphard yang nggak bisa sakit karena Thor-nya Sion. Tapi Sionnya sekarang jadi harus hati-hati juga dengan Alphard karena dia nggak mau Alphardnya kesakitan. Nah, ya ada pergulatan ya Sion ini. Awalnya Sion pasti udah merasa apa ya? Wah, ini ada nih orang yang dipercaya, yang bisa dipegang gitu. Tapi sekarang malah jadi orangnya malah ya ya sama aja dengan orang-orang lainnya. Sama aja dengan yang lainnya yang nggak bisa dipegang sama sekali, nggak bisa disentuh. Makanya Sion jadi ya agak-agak itulah ya, berasa bimbang, galau, kecewa juga rasanya. Nah, kita ke entrance. Sini ada kisah Raka. Ada orang nih dari Sidanan. Castle entrance. Nah, satu lagi pintunya, banyak banget ya pintunya. Ini masih Saxley Temple. Ada Denan ya, lagi nyapu-nyapu. Apa nih? Oh, lemon gel. Temple-nya ada Denannya lagi bersih-bersih, sapu-sapu. Dia juga lagi nyapu-nyapu. Itu dia, ada Dohalim. Yuk.
Oh, it's you two. I suppose that makes me the last one then. We better get a move on or else we'll never hear the end of it from Kisara. Right you are. A month has passed since we vanquished Volron. I would have thought that the Renans on Lenegis would have made their move by now. Yet they still remain as silent as ever. We have no idea what happened to Volron's body, nor its whereabouts. The Red Woman also has yet to reappear, for that matter. And contrary to what I had heard, when the Renis Alma formed, not 5, but 6 elements were present, with darkness constituting the 6th and final master core. Were either of you aware of this? You mean about the Renis Alma? Of course not.
Same. I had no idea a darkness master core even existed.
What about Shion's maiden powers?
No. That was the first I learned about that, too. Or anything about having that power.
Me too. I remember thinking the same thing. What could it all mean, I wonder? There are so many questions with too few answers, particularly when it comes to that Red Woman and her abilities.
Or at any other ability that used astral energy, I'd say it was an astral art. But hers was different.
Speaking of astral energy, we also mustn't forget that while the other Master Cores disappeared when forming the Renis Alma, for some reason the Fire Master Core remained. It may well have been the work of your maidenly powers. Alphen, are you still able to wield the blazing sword as before? For now, at least. That Renis Alma sucked most of the energy out of the Fire Master Core, but it still has enough for me to use the sword.
And the sword is safe inside of me for the time being.
Good. At least that's one thing we needn't concern ourselves over.
You can say that again. We have more than enough to deal with as it is. Let's go.
Hey, wait up! I heard we are all to meet at the castle entrance.
Tahu semuanya kalau ternyata Renas Alma itu terdiri dari 6 Master Core, salah satunya Dark. Dan Xion juga nggak tahu mengenai hal ini, dan nggak tahu juga mengenai kekuatan Maidennya dia. Dia juga baru tahu pas kemarin yang itu kita lawan Volran. Jadi semuanya masih pada misteri, penuh dengan misteri gitu. Dan ditambah lagi ini badannya Volran itu nggak tahu hilang kemana. Dibawa mungkin sama si Red Woman itu, oh entahlah. Dan Renans yang ada di sana di Lenegis masih aja diem, nggak melakukan apapun. Padahal udah sebulan. Tahu deh mereka ngapain gitu.
This is Ganya, who has a problem he needs help with. I was just about to ask him what that problem is.
All right then. Well, tell us what's on your mind, Ganya.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Where are your rations? Did you not get yours?
I did.
Are they not enough?
No, I have enough.
Then what's the problem?
Alphen, you have to remember, these people aren't used to responding so quickly. Be slow and gentle with him.
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry about that. So you have your rations, and it's enough food. But there's still something wrong with them. What is it exactly?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got that part.
Do your rations taste bad?
I don't know.
What's that supposed to mean?
I haven't eaten them, so I don't know how they taste.
Wait, if you're not eating them, then what are you doing with them?
Bringing them into the castle.
What? Why? Wait, back up. Are others doing this? Who told you to bring your rations in?
Everyone in my group is doing it. I don't know who told us to do it. They only said to bring the rations into the castle.
I'm guessing none of us told them to do it, or else we'd know, right?
I was afraid that something like this might happen. The people in this capital are slowly regaining their own wills, but not everybody is getting them back at the same rate.
Are you saying someone who got their will back sooner might be taking rations from other people? If so, that's a serious problem.
Definitely. This is something we can't ignore. We need to investigate the castle.
It seems like the people here still tend to blindly follow any orders they're given.
It's a reflex that was quite literally beaten into them. Undoing it will take some time.
I know it's not their fault they're like that, but it's still irritating to deal with.
Kan jadi orangnya ini dia belum makan, tapi padahal makanannya cukup banyak, tapi dia belum makan karena makanannya itu diambil untuk dikirimkan ke castle. Lah, kan ini ya, look for the truth thief in Delphi's castle. Lagi ke Delphi's castle. Bisa fast travel ke sini. Karena beberapa orang yang ada di sini dan yang ada di Planet Heroes ini
gonna search through this whole castle?
Oh, quit grumbling. This sort of stuff's old hat for us by now.
Yeah, you've got a point. But
It's not going to take forever, Law, I promise. Let's just do what we came here to do and get out.
apa Denan yang udah bisa punya free will-nya udah balik, bisa bertindak secara bebas itu cuma baru beberapa dan akhirnya mereka nyuri makanan. Di makanan ini mereka kasih ke castle. Entah buat apa, mungkin kayak jadi persembahan. Mungkin kayak dulunya itu masih belum ada kekuatan. Oh, ini dia bintangnya. Nanti di situ, di unliberated. Karena dia sendiri masih berasa dia itu ya di under control gitu. Masih kayak jadi slave atau ya ngikutin perintah-perintah tanpa tahu itu perintahnya untuk apa. Nah, kita lihat skitnya, veering off script.
hey, remind me, just what exactly are we all doing here?
What do you mean? We're helping people, aren't we?
Could have fooled me. Lately it feels like everything we're doing ends up half-baked. We liberated the people of Pelagian, but their hearts and minds are no less under the yoke than the day we found them. As for Volron's cronies, we have no idea where they scampered off to.
You think I don't already know all that? We're doing everything we can, aren't we? We didn't choose to get stuck here. Sometimes you have to play the hand you're dealt. Besides, you've seen all the same things I have. You know as well as I do that deposing the lords alone won't solve all the world's problems.
Rinwell's right. We've gotten this far, haven't we? We can't just leave things unfinished now.
I guess? I mean, I didn't think we'd be singing around the campfire as soon as the wall came down, but still.
The fight isn't over just yet. At least not while Lenegis remains a threat.
I'm just sick of all this waiting. If they're gonna invade, why don't they get a move on already?
Stop that! Don't you think we've got enough problems as it is without you tempting fate?
Missing Renan soldiers.
Spot something?
Oh, no. Just wondering if I could see any armored guards.
Armored guards? You mean Volron's soldiers?
The moment we defeated their lord, all those guys bolted out of there. And not just out of the castle either. The city, too. For better or worse, it was the guards who looked after the city's Dahnans. Without them, making Pelagian half-habitable again has been one big headache.
It's not like they were on their last legs. They could have chosen to stay and fight, but instead they ran away and disappeared without a trace.
But without a lord to follow, they can't have any place to go. Unless... You don't think they went to Lenegis, do you?
It's not completely out of the question. Though I'd say it's more likely they're biding their time somewhere, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike back at us.
The people here in Pelagian are nowhere near ready to defend themselves. Great. Another headache to worry about.
Ada lagi, salty mood. Kenapa nih? Siapa yang
Is
salty?
it just me, or was today's dinner a little low on salt?
I felt that it was seasoned perfectly, so as to bring out the flavor of the ingredients.
Last taste buds are still like a kid's, so if his food isn't rich enough, I bet he doesn't feel like he's eaten anything at all.
Don't make fun of me. We all need salt in order to survive.
He has a point. You do lose stamina if you don't get enough salt in your body.
Yeah, I remember seeing people trying to lick the rocks back in Calaglia.
What? Why would anybody do that?
Sometimes you can find rocks out there that taste salty. They used to say it was because of all the tears we slaves shed.
Most likely, that was actually rock salt that they found. When our provisions ran low, Miguel would often bring some back for us to use. At the time, we used it because it's all we had. But now there's something hearty about rock salt I like. Even more than table salt.
Is it possible, perhaps, to find any rock salt in these parts?
It is. You have to know what you're looking for, but when I find any, I always break some up to refill our supply. The flavor even changes depending on what kind of terrain it comes from. Sometimes I end up collecting more than we need, just in case we like it.
Wow, Kisara's really serious about her salt.
You can always count on Kisara to be earnest. That's why we have to do our part and not add any more to her burden.
Oh, garam-garam. Kalau di Calaglia dulu garamnya ini dia orang-orang Calaglia dan Dahna tuh ngejilatin rock salt gitu karena berasa asin. Ya, semua hal tentang salt dan kisarannya dia ngurusin salt dari dulu waktu dia sama Miguel. Ada Volran Guard, katanya Volran Guard itu pada kabur semua. Ini masih ada nih. Somehow I'm both surprised and not surprised to see them here. So you're the guys holding all the rations.
Pardon me.
What are you doing? Get back to your position. Excuse me? I only say it one more time. Get back to your position. What is this guy's deal? Any slaves who disobey orders must be put to death. So says Lord Volran. Waduh. Lawan guardsman.
What the hell? Do these guys not realize who we are?
Doesn't seem that way. I must think we're just cannons from the town.
Whatever's going on, these are Volran soldiers. Watch yourselves. Nothing gets by me.
Now go
I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Well done! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Knightnya masih aja di bawah kepemimpinan si Volran. So it wasn't a Dahna stockpiling the rations, it was some of Volran's soldiers hiding out inside his castle. Yeah, I'm not sure if whether to be relieved or freaked out about it. What are you guys trying to accomplish? Are you out trying to get vengeance for Volran? What's going on here? Something's weird about all this. Are you men aware that Lord Volran is no longer around?
You don't say.
These soldiers seem to think only of the orders that were given to them. Their mind is completely blank otherwise, just like the dance here. Looking back on it, I didn't feel like those soldiers we fought here before were mindless. If that's true, then they haven't been hiding out here. They've just been going about their business as usual. I guess so. Everyone here was Volran's slave, both Dahnas and Renas alike. That's the kind of realm he was running.
Well...
But that doesn't explain why all hell didn't break loose with these guys once Volran's gone like we've seen elsewhere. A month has passed since Volran vanished. It's entirely possible things might be starting to add crumbles at the fingers. But the fact that they haven't to any degree has allowed the researchers to carry on as thought. as though it were business as usual. Whatever the reason, we can't just let these guys keep walking around. We should bring them into the barracks for the time being. I agree, but I don't know if they're going to come quietly. Listen to me careful, man. I am Lord Dohalim Ilkaras. I have an order for you. Lord Dohalim? But sir, we serve.
Well?
Lord Foran has left this realm and is no longer its ruler. Therefore, in accordance with Renan law, you all must pledge your allegiance to me.
How?
So, you expect us to serve you now, my lord? If you respect the Renan rule of law, then yes, that is precisely correct. Of course, we shall follow your orders, Lord Dohalim.
Oh, wow!
Holy crap, I can't believe that worked.
So then,
It should suffice for the time being. Let's bring this man into the barracks and then speak with Ganye once more. Ya, bahkan Renan pun juga jadi
I
slave-nya
can't believe how quickly
Volran.
you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dohalim.
actually, they were abiding Renan hierarchy, not me personally.
Well, either way, it solved the problem, and that's what counts.
Yang nyuri makanan ternyata Renan bawa ke castle karena ya dia kan nggak punya makanan ya, makanya dia nyuri-nyuri. Dan Renan juga jadi slave, dia masih ngikutin aja Volran. Padahal Volran sendiri kan udah nggak ada. Akhirnya dia ngikutin si Dohalim. Masalah kelar.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Ganeth Heros is unlike Menencia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Dahnans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Dahnans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it. They killed us. Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die! Every last one of them!
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Dahnans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganeth Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen. But treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegis aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dahna.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Dahnans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Oh, Kisara, Heartfelt Shield. Oke, bisa naikin aggro ketika dia guarding. Baik. Tugasnya dia ya.
That work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
When you think about it, thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good, happy things for one.
Maybe so. But I'll still take that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.
Masih check to see if there are any problem. Problemnya, oh ada mission, side mission. Oh, di sini. Coba deh kita keliling dulu aja deh. Jadi kita belum tahu nih, karena Ganeth Haros ini operationnya atau tindakan Lordnya ini paling keras ya, paling keras, paling berdampak, karena sampai orang-orang Dahna ini dan Rena itu nggak punya kuasa, nggak punya keleluasaan dalam bertindak.
I think Hurl senses something.
Jadi makanya, oh itu dia, ada Owl.
Hoo.
Sad glasses.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Oh, ini si yang tukang makan itu. Gordeno namanya. Aduh lupa ya. Oh, you again. Oke, kita dapat resep baru. I wonder what today's recipe will be. You're getting ahead of yourself, young miss. Come on, Gordeno. We all know where this is heading. You have me there. Indeed, I've come across an incredible recipe buried deep in the bowels of Pelegion's mighty fortress. Whatever it is, I don't think it'll ever satisfy you. Your apparently insatiable hunger to hunt for recipes like in places like that. Well, as it so happens, I met a sailor back in Mahaksar. He let me borrow a boat, and then I was here before I knew it. You rode that boat all the way here? That's right, but more importantly, what I found in that castle was a forbidden recipe, sealed away since ancient times.
What?
Forbidden, you say? What reason could anyone have had it for locking it away for all these years? I haven't the faintest idea, but that's why we must make it, so we can find out. So I ask you all to gather me the ingredients once more. However, being such an old recipe, its directions are written rather obtusely. It calls for something white, soft and fluffy, stimulating powder, neither swine nor hare meat, and finally, it's also something white, soft and fluffy. Why does it ask for that twice? My guess is that one of them simply refers to rice.
Nice.
Or maybe the recipe is calling for double the normal amount of rice. Sounds okay to me. I don't think they'd write it like that if that were the case. I'm pretty sure all of these ingredients can be found in Gareth Harrows, so can I count on you to go fetch them? Okay.
It's alright.
Actually, we would be more than happy to handle it.
That's great.
Once said, dependable as always, that I shall let you get to work. Good luck. Waduh. Soft and fluffy. Ini kita harus nebak kah?
White, soft, and fluffy items. Is that description supposed to be figurative or literal?
Let's check anything in the area that looks edible.
Banyak ya. Tadi acquire 2 kali white, soft, and fluffy object. Tadi tulisannya ada banyak banget. Ada rice, ada stimulating powder, dan kawan-kawan gitu ya. Wow, banyak ya.
I think there's someone in trouble here.
Apa nih?
Let's see
Bocah,
what they...
si anak ini. That was so scary, really scary.
Well,
What's wrong? Why are you so afraid? I heard all sorts of strange noises like crackle, roar, split, splash, howl, whoosh, and boom bum outside of town. And you left the town. Never go wandering outside where it's not safe. You hear me? Easy, Rinwell. Kid, you probably spotted a Zoogle. Did you see anything when it made that crackle and roar sound? It was red crackling and roaring. Red. Oh, I get it. He must mean he saw fire coming out of it. Fire, of course. So what would mean that the splashing sound is water, the howling sound wind, and the booming sound was you, Rinwell?
hey,
Why is it gotta be me? Because you're always loud and booming when you're dropping lighting on me when you get mad. This little kid wouldn't know anything about that. Boom, you're a boom lady. You see what I mean? Even he agrees and he hardly knows you. If you two had enough in teasing me, there's a dangerous Zugo on the loose. Are you gonna make the scary thing go away, lady?
got it.
You bet. Don't worry, us grown up will take care of it. If he saw it outside of town, do you think he was in the Laughter marshlands? Whatever it is, it sounds like it's gonna be a pain. Go get him, Barky boy. Is that your nickname for me or something? Ada musuh, kayaknya mini boss di luar. Mini boss di Laughter marshlands. Oke, beberapa Denan sudah mulai ini bisa mikir. Iya tadi ya kayak si Ganya itu dia benci banget sama Renan. Dia pengen semua Renannya itu dibunuh. Apa dia di penjara? Padahal kan dia udah. Oh,
Where are you going?
Since when do I need your permission to move around?
I wasn't saying that you do. Though I'm not sure why you're biting my head off about it either.
Oh, that's so typical of you. How can you be so relaxed about all this? At this very moment, the enemy is doing who knows what behind the scenes. And yet we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs in Ganeth Harrows.
I know that. But our hands are tied right now. What do you want me to do? And what's gotten into you anyway? Is there something you want to say to me, Shion?
Look, you're right. Forget I said anything.
If I said something to hurt you, I'm sorry. But I honestly don't know what I said to upset you so much. I really wish you would tell me.
You don't need to apologize. You didn't say anything. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Not really.
Then why?
Please just drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. If that's what you want, I won't push any further.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
Siona lagi banyak pikiran ya, kayaknya jadi stres gitu, jadi tegang sampai dia emosi sama Alphen. Ya, si Dahna ini kayak tadi si Ganye, dia pengen semua Renan itu dibunuh.
I wonder if something happened.
Jadi dia mau Renan itu semua dibunuh, jangan malah cuman di ini doang, cuman di tanyain kan. Jangan cuman malah dibiarin di penjara aja, padahal kan mereka udah melakukan semuanya hal yang buruk, membunuh Dahna.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over
Dia
our
nggak
heads.
terima kalau misalkan kenapa sih dia nggak iya tadi sih. Ada 5 baru. Wow, langsung rame ya. Ini ada 3 yang baru, 2, 3, 4 yang baru. Tapi semuanya masih belum bisa dibikin karena belum punya materialnya sama sekali. Tipe baru nih. Sih, tapi Alphana bilang kalau misalkan kesalahannya Renan itu ya jangan transfer skill apa nih? Transferring accessory skills. By sacrificing an accessory, you can transfer one bonus skill to a different accessory. Bisa skillnya ditransfer, dikorbankan satu aksesorinya, terus ditransfer ke aksesori lain. This can only be done if the accessory to be sacrificed has reached aksesori yang mau kita korbankan itu harus max level. Oke. Juga. Berarti udah max level. Ini udah max level. Tapi kok nggak bisa? Nanti aja lah. Pelajarinnya. Oh iya, mau lihat craft accessory ada yang baru nggak ya? Ada yang baru. In comeback ring. Stagger time minus 20%. Udahlah, nanti aja. Alpha bilang kalau kesalahan Renan itu nggak bisa digeneralisir untuk semuanya. Jadi nggak bisa kesalahan satu orang untuk generalisir ke semua orang gitu. Karena biarpun Renannya jahat, ya jahat gitu, tapi ada juga kok Renan yang baik, dan juga Denan yang baik dan jahat juga. Makanya tugasnya Alphen itu dia bukannya untuk menghakimi Renan aja, tapi kalau ada yang jahat dan yang merampas yang seharusnya tidak boleh diambil, itulah yang makanya si dan Alphen itu akan berantas. Jadi nggak cuma Renan, nggak cuma Renan aja nih yang dihakimin lah oleh Alphen. Baru.
Did we really just spend that much money?
Oh, ternyata yang soft itu ternyata tofu. Milk kita beli. Bolehlah tambah karena tinggal dikit. Milk tambah lagi. Ya. Red gel masih 12. Light bottle 10 tambah 2.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Kita ke yang kuning-kuning bintang-bintang ini. Apa nih? Bintang-bintang. Oh, ada orang yang terkapar. Kenapa? What the hell happened to him? He's no longer with us. He always looked like he was struggling with his health, but still, he was so close to finally living like a normal human being too.
No way!
Does he have any living relatives? Just his mom. I think she lives in that area over there.
Alright.
Got it, I'll break the news to her. Meninggal.
Having to inform a mother her son died isn't an easy thing to do.
But if not us, then who? That's why we have to find her.
Meninggal dan kita harus ngasih tahu ke ibunya. Ibunya di mana ya? Nggak ada tanda-tanda ininya. Find the dead boy's mother. Ini nggak ada ininya, nggak ada bintang-bintangnya. Lah kita ngomong dulu untuk dapat misi baru.
Oh, hey!
What's up, dude?
Seriously?
Terrible opening loh, but let's roll with it. Up? What do you mean? What is up?
Well,
I just mean like, how's your work? Are you making progress? No, I am not making progress.
Well,
Is there a problem? Yes. Is there a specific reason why your work isn't going so well? I don't have any materials. Where did you get materials before? From the Zugos in the castle. From the Zugos? Jeez. Goes to show just how low foreign soldiers used to stoop. But his forces are all gone. So how are you getting on the materials these days? I'm not, because there are no Zugos.
that's just...
I suppose without any Renas left in the castle to keep them contained, the Zugos got out on their own. So they got loose and turned into feral strays. I'm surprised they didn't wreck the city on the way out.
I guess...
But getting back to this guy, if we don't help him out, he's probably just gonna stand around not getting anything done, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, most likely. Then I guess that means we better go out and find these materials he's looking for. He probably won't solve his problem forever, but at least I will give him something to do once he has them. Okay, kita kasih 3 infused tattoo fragments. Karena dia butuh material ini untuk kerjaan dia sebagai carpenter. Wait a second now. When you say you got your materials from the castle Zugos, are you talking about this stuff by any chance? Yes, that's right.
Yeah!
Oh, that was easy. Problem solved. Aren't you lucky? Oh,
Oh?
what? Thank you.
Oh, wow!
He said that all by...
Alright!
No need to thank us, man. Just make sure you put that stuff to good use and do good job right now. Yes, I will do my best. Dapat 2 life battle lumayan. Ini penuh deh sekarang.
I wasn't expecting to thank you for that.
Maybe socializing with people is helping to jog his memory bit by bit. You did good, Law.
Thanks.
Lagi mission berikutnya. Hey, you're those liberators. Could I ask you to help me with something? Huh? You sound a lot more lively than most people around here. I am, and it's all thanks to those boomies.
Well,
You mean those tiny little Zugos? Yep, those are the ones. Every time I see one of them, I can't help but think about how freakishly cute and adorable they are. If more people could see them up close, I bet they'd start to feel a lot better a lot faster.
yeah.
You think so? I mean, I guess they're pretty cute for Zugos, I'll give you that. Alright, the way they stare at you, with those beady eyes, those little fangs, they can chew through anything. I love everything about them.
No way.
You're crazy, those things are scary as hell. They never shut up and they like to throw that dirty stuff at you.
Huh?
It's all part of their charm. I could look at them forever and never get tired of it. So, I guess what I wanna ask is, could you defeat a handful of them outside of town and bring them back here for me? Pretty please? Oke, kita lawan
Got it.
Zugos yang ada di luar kota. Sure, no problem. If it'll help the people here get better faster, we're happy to try anything. Do we really have to beat them up if you just want people to admire them? I hate to do it, but you know how naughty those boomies we can get sometimes, right? It's really for the best this way. Anyway, thanks for helping. Can't wait to see what you guys bring in. Apa nih, Zugo mascot?
Boomy! Boomy!
Heck? you stuck on that too?
No, really. I kind of see where they're coming from.
Are you okay with anything as long as it's round and flies?
Nah, kita harus ngelawan bumi. Bumi yang terbang-terbang di daerah sekitaran sini ya buminya. Master of Nature ada di sini. Ambil aja deh. Terus kita harus nemuin seorang ibu yang meninggal itu, tapi di mana ya? Di manakah? Aha, itu dia bintang-bintangnya. Nah, kita lihat dulu yuk ke ibunya yang dari yang cowok tadi yang terkapar meninggal di level 1.
Sorry.
Excuse me ma'am, I have some bad news. It's your son. He is...
Yes.
It's okay, I know. You do? Then what are you doing? I have work that must be done today since my son can no longer work. It's like this here too, huh?
Alright.
Forget about your work, or better yet, think of tending to your son as your task for today. Very well, I'll get to work.
How can she think of putting her son to rest as work?
Because that's the way people were made to think about every aspect of their lives.
I know she doesn't mean anything bad by it. I know that, but
It looks like she went out of town to take care of her son's body.
That's a little concerning. There are Zoogles roaming around out there. We should follow after her.
Agak aneh ya. Padahal anaknya meninggal, tapi dia harus kerja. Ya itulah yang terjadi. Itulah yang dilakukan oleh Danan-Danan yang ada di sini. Keluar dari kota, ini tengah-tengah ya. Di sini deket ada Zoogles, kita liatin dia, ibunya ini supaya aman.
We finally made it.
Padahal anaknya meninggal tapi dia masih harus kerja. Agak-agak ini. Ekstrim. Ikutin. Dadah, malas lawan. Mau lihat dulu yang ini. Ini ada bos. Ini bos sih. Dadah, malas lawan. Ke mana tuh mini bosnya? Di situ dia.
I'd steer clear of that Zoogle if I were you.
Damn, that weak, huh?
Oh, kata Sion, Zoogle-nya kuat. Jadi kita lebih baik minggir
We
dulu
should
deh.
be able to cook here.
Udah, berarti kita lewatin dulu deh, karena takutnya dia malah bunuh kita. Levelnya lebih tinggi daripada kita punya. Mau ngubur anaknya di sini.
Yes.
Then I'll get started. Bring me some fire. What? You intend to burn your child? That's right. That's how you do it. I don't understand. The more proper, more formal funeral procession would be more appropriate. I'm sorry, have I done something wrong? Tell me, do you have no custom where relatives of the deceased may say their final farewells? Not really, but we have on Dahna. Up until recently, our people were too busy toiling away to think about Among Renans, it's customary for relatives to send the remains out into the heavens. Why not introduce such a practice to Dahna? We believe that in doing so, the deceased spirit shall join the flow of astral energy that travels the cosmos. We could never do something like that. It's the last chance for the bereaved to see their loved ones. Surely something should be done to honor their memory. But that is a part of everyday living for us Dahnans. You really think we are going to ship the bodies into space somehow every single day? I simply felt that something more ought to be done. When the Rena still ruled over us, we didn't even know if it was safe to build grave sites. As bodies decompose, they can spread diseases. We didn't have any other choice in how we could bury our people. Don't think. Don't think for a second I've forgiven everything that the Renas did to us. Tell me, Alvin, do you know why none of us have last names like them? Let me tell you why. It's because we outnumbered them, and they denied us our culture to stop us from uniting against them. Enough. Your people steal so much from us as it is, and on top of that, you have the gall to try and make us live like you too. If you hate it here so much, why don't you just turn them all hollow? That's enough. No more. The Lenegis could strike at any time, and here we are fighting among ourselves. We are all well aware of the suffering and hatred we each harbor. But if we are going to coexist, we have to recognize each other's differences. That's what we're all working together to achieve, to bring an end to this whole system and begin to live together side by side. That's what I believe, and that's why I'm here. If any of you think differently, then be my guest and leave. I'll break down every last barrier, and even if I have to do it alone. Indeed. I sincerely apologize. I consider you a true friend, but it would appear that I have yet to reckon with our people's dark history in earnest.
I'm afraid not.
Meanwhile, I completely accept the blame in all of this. Words cannot express how very sorry I am for clearly offending you so deeply.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for lashing out at you as hard as I did, Dohalim. I guess I'm still working through a lot of emotions. I know you were only thinking about what was best for our son too.
Rinwell,
Well, I'd like you to teach me about the culture and history of this planet. Perhaps that will help us begin to bridge the gap.
Huh?
Sure, I don't mind. Could you maybe teach me about Rena too then, please? You two are more alike than you realize sometimes. I'm glad we were able to patch things up. We've lost enough good people along the way as it is. Sorry for the distraction. Let's leave your son to rest. We'll do it in the Dahna way.
good.
Yes. Mau ngebakar itu tradisinya Denan ya, bukan dikubur tapi dibakar. Kayak di kremasi. Thank you for granting me that task. Don't mention it, it's the least we could do for you as his mom. Well, because of all of you, my son is at peace now.
Right.
It's assured, we intend to build a future for this world that would make him proud.
That little speech you gave back there was pretty impressive, Alvin.
If you call letting your emotions get the better of you impressive, sure.
It made them stop fighting with each other, right? However you managed it, you knocked some sense into Rinwell and Dohalim, and that mother.
Yeah. I can see my decision to travel with you was well made.
Rel sama Dohalim berantem kan. Tradisi ngebakar manusia, ngebakar mayat itu beda sama Renan. Itu dikubur kayak yang sekarang inilah ya, kayak di bumi. Dikubur, mayatnya dikubur, terus itu didoain. Orang-orang yang lain bisa apa nih? Kok ada map action? Coba ke sana. Jadi kayak tradisi Renan itu kayak tradisi di sinilah. Orang yang dikubur itu bisa mendoakan terus ngasih kata-kata terakhir. Berantem sama Rinwell.
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
Karena di Dahna itu nggak ada yang namanya kayak gitu. Mereka semua bakar mayat. Terus habis itu, heal. Thank you, I'm going to return to work. Gathering food now. Sashimi recipe. Wah, asik. Resep sashimi. Ada sugar. Rinwell, item professor. Asik. Dapat emblem baru. Increase max AG, faster magic charge. Wow. Faster AG recovery, increase art casting resilience, increase mid air damage. Ini banget, ini pasti harus lah ya biar dia bisa ngecas cepet. Bisa ngenain gue, ha? Malas lawan musuh. Tradisinya Danan dia ngebakar karena banyak mayat yang meninggal ya setiap harinya. Makanya mereka bakar mayatnya Danan supaya nggak ada, ya kalau dikubur kan repot ya karena saking banyak yang meninggal, dan juga takut
Finally. If only
adanya penyakit. Tuh. Tetap aja si Dohalim itu tetap ngotot kalau misalkan itu nggak boleh kayak gitu.
we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Kan sampai nyinggung-nyinggung gitu kalau misalkan nggak boleh dibakar ya udah dibunuh aja sampai kayak jadi hollow. Kita tidur di inn-nya. Sebelum kita tidur, lihat dulu skit baru.
Something's eating at you again, huh?
I don't know if I would say that. I mean... Actually, I guess I do have one or two things on my mind. My people, we lived in hiding, so we never really experienced the full extent of Renan oppression. Not directly, anyway. After Almadria killed my mother and father, though, I guess that's when I started hating them so much. The Renans, I mean. But then I think of all those people who were born into slavery. The ones who never even got angry in the first place because it was all they ever knew.
I hear you. Every city we've been to, it's the resistance that gets labeled the troublemakers for having the guts to do the right thing.
When it comes down to it, sometimes I wonder which of us really has the better way.
You can't let your anger eat away at you, Rinwell. But then again, losing your parents that way... Hell, who could really blame you for it if you did? I guess what I'm trying to say is... sorry. Hell, it's hard putting this stuff into words.
No, I get it. You're saying that grief and anger are different than hatred. I never thought of it like that. But hearing you say it, it makes sense. Thanks, La.
You're welcome?
Well, dia tinggalnya kan nggak jadi slave. Dia merasa ketika orang tua dibunuh dia marah gitu.
I think we've helped these people just about as much as we can. They're going to need more long-term aid than we can provide on our own.
You're right. We need to ask the other realms to send help, and fast. Another reason to hurry and find a way out of Ganaparos.
Agreed. We'll start looking for a way out tomorrow. For now, we should spend the day resting up while we can.
Malam ini cukup ya. Masa lalunya cukup penuh dengan emosional karena dia nggak ngerti mengenai slavery dan juga orang-orang Danan yang menjadi slave karena dia kan nggak jadi slave dulu. Jadi dia merasa ada amarah, tapi yang marahnya dia itu bukan berarti kayak kebencian. Kan tetap aja dia marah karena orang tuanya dibunuh. Ya, kita harus tidur. Kita tidur dulu. Kita minta bantuan dari realm lain untuk ngebantu si Ganaparos ini. Karena Ganaparos ini benar-benar yang paling parah. Gitu. Apa yang terjadi dengan Sion? Tiba-tiba tornya beraktif. Oh, ada gempa apa nih? Waduh.
What's that noise?
Helping, this is bad! Look at the sky!
Huh?
Apa itu? Ada yang turun dari langit, dari Lenegis mungkin itu?
What's happening to Rena and Lenegis?
It looks like Lenegis is transforming? But into what? What's going on?
How the hell are we supposed to fight the Renans if they're packing that kind of arsenal?
It seems they've broken their silence at last. My concern is that object they've dropped into the water. It's as if they're driving a literal wedge into Dahna.
Not just into Dahna, but her own resistance too. And what's with that beam of light coming down from above? Got any idea what that could be?
Astral energy.
Are you serious? All of that is astral energy? But that...
It's a lot for sure. Not even all the astral energy harvested by every lord combined compares to that column.
They're trying to squeeze every last bit of energy out of the planet.
But why? I thought they only needed to harvest astral energy as part of the crown contest.
Who cares? If we don't stop it now, the whole of Dahna is going to be hollowed into oblivion.
Oblivion.
Do you think that red woman is behind this?
It certainly wouldn't surprise me. Just as the Sovereign, the Maiden, and all 5 Master Cores are gathered in one location, she appears out of nowhere bearing a 6th core. She then forces the 2 of you to help her assemble the Renis Alma. Just what kind of person is this woman?
You mean you don't know her?
Pardon?
She was there at your palace, wasn't she? I figured you knew who she was.
Are you saying I should be familiar with this woman?
Well, sure. I remember seeing her with you back at Adelina Palace several times. Everyone in the guard always wondered who she was.
Now that you mention it, I remember seeing her with Balsif too. You saw her, right, Shion? Shion?
Oh, sorry, I drifted off. As far as I remember, the first time I saw her was when we ran into her in Pelagian.
Seriously? How could you two not notice her before? She sticks out like a sore thumb.
I guess I always figured she kept an eye on the lords for the Renin top brass.
You're sure you don't remember ever seeing her before?
I'm certain of it. My memory has never failed me.
But if it's not that, then...
We'll get to the bottom of this later. Right now, that wedge is a bigger concern.
Well, what are we gonna do then? We're not gonna be able to leave Ganeth Haros until we come up with a plan, right?
Cislodia lies beyond the northern mountain range.
Yeah, but we haven't found a single route through those mountains while we've been here. And we haven't gotten clues from any of the freed locals either.
Surely there must be a way through. This realm can't have been completely isolated from the rest of the outside world for 300 years. Volron may have simply sealed and hidden it.
Okay, then let's try asking the townspeople again if they know anything. Who knows? We might have missed something the first time around.
Sounds good to me. Better that than trying to build a boat from scratch. Let's start searching.
That must be Rena's true power.
I imagined there would be something, but not to this extent.
What's gonna happen now?
We ask around. Let's do what we can.
Hey, when that wedge dropped down on Dahna, did anyone else see any weird lights shoot out with it?
Indeed. As I recall, it was 4 lights, each one a different color and going in a separate direction.
That's what I saw too. What were they?
Hold on. A lot just happened here, so let's take a minute. For now, let's focus on one thing at a time.
Dia diam aja selama Alpha dan kawan-kawan mengawal Lord. Dan itu adalah light yang dari bawah ke atas itu adalah astral energy. Jadi astral energy dari Dahna, dari planet Dahna. Kalau misalkan dia nggak dituntaskan, nggak dihancurkan, nanti ya planet Dahnanya itu akan kembali ke nothing gitu, oblivion. Nah, kita lagi cari tahu apa yang harus kita lakukan nih. That thing dropped out of Lenegis, the sound, my oh my, I thought the mountains were collapsing. Udah gitu doang. Gitu doang, tadi yang lain. Yang tadi infonya. It's trying to find a way out of to the other realms. Can't say I've ever heard about anything. If we knew about anything like that, we wouldn't have had to hunker down in this dream. Karena kita harus keluar dari sini. Dan kita nggak punya boat, nggak punya kapal sama sekali. Jadi caranya nggak tahu deh gimana. Kalau kita nggak bisa fast travel ya, nggak bisa fast travel ke tempat lain, ke realm lain kita nggak bisa fast travel. Kita juga nggak bisa fast travel ke berikutnya. Berarti ini orang terakhir yang akan ngasih clue mungkin ya. Coba kita lihat dulu skit baru, Renegade's Retaliation.
I bet the whole of Dan is losing its mind right about now.
And just when we'd finished liberating all the realms. So much for things getting somewhere close to normal.
It's too calculated, as if whoever's behind all this was watching us.
The people of Pelegion seem pretty unfazed given the circumstances.
They've yet to get the full range of their emotions back. Maybe it's for the best. Can you imagine the panic otherwise?
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to leave, that's for sure.
Whatever Lenegis is planning, it's a fair bet this wedge they've sent down is just the beginning.
Even now, they're stealing away Dahna's astral energy as we speak. Come on, we don't have much time.
Renegade akhirnya turun, tapi momennya pas banget ya mereka. Kumpulin Maiden, Sovereign-nya si Alphen, terus kelima Master Core udah dikumpulin, dan akhirnya si Red Woman itu datang dengan Dark Master Core. Jadi ini momennya pas banget. Dan Red Woman-nya itu juga sendiri kayak ada beberapa orang yang pernah lihat, ada yang nggak pernah lihat. Siapa sih Red Woman ini? You're trying to get to the other realms without a sturdy boat. There isn't much you can. Wait, I take that back. I remember one of the elders who recently started talking a little mentioned something. Apparently back in the day there used to be a way to get through foreign mountains, but not anymore. Could it have been? Oke, ada clue-nya nih.
Where are these Forland Mountains exactly?
Those are the mountains you encounter if you walk deep enough into the Lavtu marshlands.
I don't remember there being any sort of path like that around there.
It's possible we overlooked something before. It wouldn't hurt to look again.
Oke, kita ke Lavtu Marshland. Katanya ada sesuatu di sini. Au, ini dia. Ini baru kebuka nih, baru kebuka di sini. Lavtu Marshland yang ada di sini tuh sebelumnya kan kosong ya, mentok. Terus sekarang ada itu tuh biru-biru.
Armored soldiers!
Some of Volron's former guards.
Let's take them out quick before things get messy.
Ternyata ada Forward Guards-nya di sini.
Lay down your arms and no one has to get hurt.
Silence! Traitors like you shall never walk free.
I knew you were stuck,
Ouch!
but you don't have to be so damn dramatic.
To be let free.
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Another incantation ruined.
Tuh,
You're mine. It's over. I could do without this pain.
Is that a healing art?
It is. Can't ignore your pain.
I'll try to do more careful.
I'll burn it all. Flaming pillar. Fire.
King Fire. Jurus over limit dia yang baru.
In an instant. Impact block. We work well together.
Finally timed rock.
You need to be careful. With the blazing sword and with my friend.
All yours, Kisara.
Ini ada sesuatu mungkin.
What's with the hole here? Is that supposed to be their hideout?
It doesn't look like it's freshly dug, whatever it is. Maybe it's the entrance to a path to Cyslodia. Everything all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Let's go.
Kenapa dengan Sion ini?
I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out, like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys! This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, every little piece is its own treasure filled with memories.
So I still had room to grow.
Selama ini dan juga ya perjuangan-perjuangan kita, terus mereka ngeributin soal barang-barang, terus juga soal artefak yang sebenarnya nggak bisa nyelamatin orang atau nggak bisa buat ngelawan musuh gitu. Tadi dan
Tell me,
swordsmanship.
Wherever did you learn how to wield a sword?
I was wondering the same thing too, actually. I'm guessing you knew how to fight before you met the Crimson Crows, right?
I used to be a soldier who served a Dahna master. I never saw the guy's face, but I still fought for him because he was my employer. Looking back, it wasn't all that different from being a slave.
A Dahna master? That must have been before the Renans brought you to Lenegis 300 years ago.
You must fight using real Dahnan techniques then.
Really? We used to have our own sword arts?
There's a lot of our own history we've lost since the Renans first invaded. It's not all magic and art. I'm sure it includes things like sword styles too. It's incredible and also a little surreal to see those arts still survive after all this time.
Not only that, but I first learned these moves while serving one ruler, only to end up turning my sword on the ruling class altogether. Pretty ironic when you think about it.
I apologize if I dredged up unfortunate memories for you.
Nah, we're good. It's in the past now. All we ever did in those days was stir up trouble.
You're using those skills for a good cause now. It's not all bad.
I suppose this is what people mean when they say that every cloud has its silver lining.
Exactly. He's using those sword skills to make the world better. Could be a lot worse.
True enough. I will stop worrying about mentioning it then.
Belajar swordsmanship, belajar pedang itu sejak 300 tahun yang lalu sebelum ada dia diangkat ke
This place is rather gloomy.
diangkat ke Lenegis. Jadi dia belajar, dia jadi soldier di sana, belajar sama Dahnan swordsmen.
Why don't you lighten the mood for us while we're here then?
I'll see what I can do.
Nah, ini ada Farland Mountains. Ada musuh. Si gorila ini. Ada si gorila. Sebentar tadi kan pakai Dohalim. Nah, Dohalim ini pasang apa ya? Sure. Bloody Howling. Oops. Demon's Lance. Eagle Rage. Pencet. Karena ada jurus lain, si execution ini menarik sih. Soalnya tadi captivity enggak, seismic rupture, crescent flash, tempest. Ya udahlah, pada pusing-pusing mikirinnya. Kalau healnya kita ganti deh. Atau air pressure-nya yang kita ganti. Udah, pada pusing-pusing.
Let's dispose of the trash.
They smite the blackened blade. I'll smash you! Eat dirt!
Lightning orb! Annihilation!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Can you take it? Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glitter! Holy land!
Prepare to be sealed.
Now! Izara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble. Think we overdid it?
No further.
Not by a long shot.
We have to use energy! Partner blade! Freeze blade!
Blind you with a shot.
Now! Gemini Aqua! Let's get you all tucked away! Annihilation! Heavy!
Does it hurt?
Alright!
Make your plan.
Meanwhile, light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis! Another one down!
Your skill. You've noticed it, haven't you?
Notice what?
I'm referring to Shion.
I never thought you, of all people, would come to me about her.
Yes, well, what concerns me has more to do with what machinations may be currently unfolding in secret on Lenegis as we make our way along this tunnel.
And you're saying it's related to Shion in some way?
Perhaps. She believed there was a good possibility that the Renis Alma may free her from her thorns. One would think after losing the Renis Alma, she would be more dismayed, and yet she isn't. Why? There's also the matter of the power that she inherited from...
You heard what she said. She didn't know about the Maiden's power.
Mere ignorance does not preclude her deep connection to the events unfolding around us. You recall when her thorns went rampant in Castle Delpharis. I've never seen dark astral energy manifest in such a way.
I thought you said all Renans had dark astral energy inside of them.
Correct. However, what Shion exhibited was far beyond what any ordinary citizen could ever possibly possess. And let me be clear. I do not intend to cast doubt on Shion, or her motives. Nevertheless, I cannot shake the feeling that there's more to all of this than what we currently know. Do you disagree?
Ya, Shion ini dia nggak terlalu stres atau gimana pun atau down, biarpun Renas Almanya hilang gitu. Si Shion ini juga nggak ngerti tentang kekuatannya dia, dan dia juga ini ya punya dark energinya itu yang lebih gede, jauh lebih gede daripada orang-orang Renan lain. Level 32 gampang lah ya.
Armor won't save you! You picked the wrong fight!
Can you take it?
This one is mine.
I can shatter any steel!
Far enough.
Now!
Airborne scout. Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Thank you. Certainly not. You're being targeted. No further.
Waterfall!
Can you take it?
Freeze laser! Dance in the wind!
Dance on the wind. Kisara. All yours, Kisara.
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
It's obvious that people used to go through here in order to get to the other realms.
You think Volron really did seal it off to keep it hidden then?
Seems like it. Those soldiers we encountered might have known about it and chosen to hide out here.
But with the Don't worry, I've got plenty to go around.
I never miss!
Ini
I never miss!
Here, let me
tempat bersembunyian.
make it rain.
I shall seal you where you... All yours, Kisara.
We did it.
Magnificently done.
Sip.
We got fire!
I've got it! Let a marksman handle it!
Thank you.
All yours!
Oh, jurus baru Sub-Zero Containment.
Armor won't save you!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Bubbling to me!
Do it! All yours, Kisara.
Going in!
Oke, si bumi.
You require a hand.
Do it! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
Any chance we could make the next time a little bit warmer?
Does it look like...
Like moths to the flame.
Denied!
In a bind.
Going in!
You picked the wrong fight!
Your wings won't save you from me! Do it! Elvin!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Line free.
Sia, can you take care of them?
Go for it! Prepare to crumble! Think we overdid it? Not by a long shot. Now!
Law! I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life.
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
I see supplies and other signs people were living here. Even Zoogle cages.
Definitely looks like this is where the remnants of Volron's forces hold themselves up. Yeah.
They were hiding in a place like this all along.
Oh,
Stay calm. I shall provide
ini
assistance.
ruinsnya tempat wah Voran, prajurit Voran yang kabur tuh sini.
But they're vicious. Too much to handle.
You're mine.
Natural defenses are fading. I'm a sitting duck!
Retreat from this.
Duh,
Retreat!
oh hati-hati kau, tinggal satu biji nyawanya.
Make it rain! Go for it! Prepare to crumble! Think we overdid it? Not by a long shot.
The enemy wields armor too.
You'll soon see about that.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! We know it!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Can you take it?
Tiger Blade!
Wind astral energy.
Looks like it could be worth something.
Harta warna merah, Sapphire One Piece,
good equipment!
I can't.
Sion. Oke,
Say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
lagi ke sebelah sana. Mapnya nggak terlalu gede. Semoga kita bisa langsung ketemu lah apa yang ada di balik gua ini atau ruin ini. Boleh nggak sih kita nggak usah ngelawan aja, males. level lebih kecil dari kita, jauh lebih kecil. XP-nya juga harusnya kecil juga ya. Bien full lure baru untuk mancing. Ya gorila ini kita lawan lah ya. Semoga bisa lewatin Hexbreaker. Oh, Transcendent Pebble, ada Hexbreaker. Kayaknya ini sebuah yang material baru buat bikin yang baru juga, aksesori baru. Hancurkan rock ini. Yang merah-merah ini yang aku suka. Buff Bengal buat apa ya? Coba kita lihat yuk. Stat boost on enemy defeat. Kayaknya menarik kalau misalkan enemy yang buat yang banyak-banyak gini, enemy yang ya yang cerek-cerek gini lah. Tapi kalau untuk boss enggak ya. Kita lihat dulu skit baru.
No wonder we couldn't manage to find them. They've been holed up here all this time, hiding.
The remnants of Volron's forces. You think they were planning an ambush on Pelagian?
Possibly. Then again, knowing how blind their devotion is, maybe they were just waiting.
Waiting? For Volron, you mean?
Even though we already defeated him? But yes, I suppose you're right. For these guys, that would just be a technicality. They act more like worshippers than subjects. They're probably still in denial that he was overthrown in the first place.
Either that, or they were biding their time until the next crown contest. Either way, their allegiance is to their lord.
Who they're convinced and expectant will return. So in the meantime, they wait patiently in preparation for the day that he finally does. That's way more than just loyalty. It's no less than total subjugation.
Jadi para juta ngumpul di sini, sembunyi di sini. Mungkin dia akan ngelawan, dia akan berontak lagi di Planet Heroes suatu saat gitu ya. Oh,
How much do they have to steal from us to be satisfied?
What's that thing's purpose anyway? Some kind of siphon that sends the astral energy the Lords harvested to Lenegis?
Not as far as I'm aware. That said, it has become evident since the forming of the Renaissance, as well as other recent events, that my insight may be thin. I would, as I believe the saying goes, take what I say with a grain of salt.
No, Halim.
At the very least, I believe we can assume that whoever is pulling the strings behind the scenes has had this in the works for quite some time.
Why's that?
The people on Lenegis may have plenty of resources at their disposal, but not even they could prepare something like that in a mere month. Something of that magnitude takes considerable time, as well as a predetermined goal in mind.
Then what was the crown contest for?
At this stage, I think it was but one step in the greater scheme we see unfolding before us. What that scheme is exactly, I haven't a clue. For now, I believe we should keep moving. The path continues. It's quite possible it will take us all the way to Cislodia.
Agreed. Let's keep moving.
So Shion's thorns are dark astral energy.
Rinwell, are you worried about Shion?
Of course I am. But I don't know how to talk to her about it.
You and me both.
ini teknologinya Lenegis bukan yang cuma bisa diselesaikan dalam waktu 1 bulan ya, tapi ini udah diperhitungkan sejak lama. Udah diperhitungkan sejak lama, nggak tahu sih sejak lama kapan. Ya buat apa juga kalau misalkan dia bisa nyerap dengan teknologi itu bisa nyerap. Oh, Frozen Valley. Ini nyambung ke ini ya, katanya ke Cislodia. Kalau misalkan dia bisa nyerap asal energi dengan menggunakan teknologi itu, buat apa crown contest? Masih bingung gitu loh. Ini sebenarnya dia ngapain sih si Lenegis ini dan Rena ini? Oke, kita lanjutin aja. Bye. Lanjutin lagi. Bye-bye. Jauh. Oke, oh ya.
Go no further! Begin! Far enough! This one's mine! Ready and ready!
Let's get you off of this! Are those arms even that strong?
Dance on the wind!
Breaking sword!
We'll make it rain!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Lightning condemned!
Not by a long
Illuminate the dark!
Dance on the wind!
Holy let them march!
Everlasting dark!
Prepare to be sealed, O fleet of foot. Actually, perhaps ground is more appropriate.
Let's talk more do it!
Soaring
Freeze Lancer!
Opted for an intricately crafted weapon as usual.
It is beautiful in both function and form.
You're gonna hate when it gets scratched. It sure got cold all of a sudden after we passed the peak.
Law.
Yeah, getting close.
Makin dingin, udaranya udah makin dikit lagi sampai battle 3. Tidak deh, udah makin deket dengan Cislodia.
Let's see what you've got.
I never miss!
Can't get out of this!
Burn in hell! This one's mine! Igneous Discord!
Do it! Now it's the astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory!
Take this!
Naturally!
What can be kept it still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Going in! I can handle it!
Not the You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Rinwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Next next time, do you think we could add some more flame into the mix?
Let's see what you've got.
Far enough! Where are you
Ah.
going?
Take this! I can carve through all you! Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
We did it!
Magnificently done. Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly. Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
The earth throbs in pain.
You have such an incredible technique.
Brute force is nothing without elegance of form.
I don't know if I'd say nothing.
Tornado drive!
Looks like it could be worth something.
Di situ, baiklah kita tengok dulu yuk. Oh, sebelum kita masuk ke dalam Frozen Valley-nya si Sislodia.
Can you take it?
This one's mine! Tiger blade!
Illuminate the sun!
Got fire!
I've got this! Let him mark him in here!
Law, I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Sometimes I wonder where you
Lagi.
come up with those moves.
Let's dispose of the trap.
Denied! Armor won't save you!
Do you want me? Come get me.
Can you take it?
Uch.
Too fast! Stand back. I'll trip it up. Perfect interplay of offense and defense.
I'll tear through anything in my way.
And I shall look forward to toasting our victory.
Yeah, no.
You're spicier than you look.
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic, but fair.
You missed! You're mine! Seismic rupture! The tempest engulfs you! You're mine! It's your turn!
I don't feel so good.
Then it's best to fall back.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life! This calls for a celebratory drink.
I
God.
found some equipment.
Siapa nih? Punya Kisara? Yes. Oke. Sip.
Let me take a look at it.
Sampai di atas ini Frozen Valley. Itu yuk skit baru Red Woman and apa tadi tuh?
Come to think of it, what happened to those 4 lights that fell from Lenegis along with the wedge?
All 4 of them scattered in different directions. It's anyone's guess where on Dahna they might have landed.
I'm not entirely sure, but it seemed like those lights may have all been different elements of astral energy.
So even though they're using the wedge to siphon off energy from Dahna, they're shooting it back down to Dahna as well? Why?
I don't know. It all happened so suddenly.
Hopefully it's not a sign of some new threat we'll have to deal with.
But if that red woman has anything to do with the wedge, then what could that light...
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh?
The Red Woman. Shion and Dohalim said they'd never seen her before Pelagian.
Are you saying they're lying to us?
No, it's not that I think they're lying, just... there has to be some reason for it, right?
Well, one thing the two of them have in common is that they're both Renans.
Okay, you two. Put a pin in it for now. I know that we're in the dark about a lot, but for now, let's focus on getting through these mountains.
Yeah, of course.
Di wedge yang dilepas dari Lenegis itu ada 4 warna elemen gitu ya. Masih belum tahu apa sih itu, apakah astral energy ataukah apa astral element. Terus juga Red Woman-nya nggak bisa kelihatan, nggak bisa dilihat oleh Shion dan Halim. Padahal yang lainnya itu bisa ngelihat, teman-teman bisa ngelihat. Ya apa sih sebenarnya nih si Red Woman dan juga wedge-nya itu? Apa yang dikirim ke bawah, apa yang dikirim ke Dahna, masih penuh dengan misteri. Sampai di
We
Sislodia.
made it to Sislodia.
We need to get that bridge down somehow.
It looks like we can control it from our side. Let's take a closer look.
Are you okay, Law?
Oh, fine. Just thinking. The past is a real downer. That's why I'm focused on what's ahead of me. You?
Yeah. I'm going to stay the path. As long as we're all together, I know we'll be all right.
Same here. Now let's get moving.
Oke, sampai di Sistodia. Akhirnya kita bisa balik ke kota-kota sebelumnya. Berarti kalau kita udah sampai lewatin Sistodia ini, kita akan bisa travel ke beberapa rel yang berbeda dan bisa keliling-keliling kemana aja. Nah, kita harus turunin si drawbridge-nya. Ini ada lever. Oke. Dari Sistodia ke Gennett Harris.
We can cross through here.
Tahu gitu kenapa nggak ini ya? Dari dulu kan bisa dari Sistodia ke Gennett Harris itu kan bisa tinggal nyebrang doang nih drawbridge-nya. Kenapa nggak dari dulu aja gitu loh?
Stop! Who goes there?
My name is Alphen. We're not your enemies.
Did you say Alphen? Slap me silly, it really is you!
Forgetting someone?
Renwell! Oh, glad to see you're doing okay.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're patrolling the realm. Never thought I'd bump into you all on my rounds, though. Heck, enough of me, though. What's going on up in the sky? Feels like the world's gonna end.
That's what we're trying to figure out ourselves. And as it happens, I've got a big favor to ask.
I had an inkling that's why you'd come back, as soon as I saw you in the distance. So you beat all the lords, huh? Damn, you really must be a hero.
I just did what I had to. So can you send anybody to help Ganneth Harros?
I think we can help out. I'll hit up the other resistance groups and rustle up some support. I doubt they'll have a problem sending people once I mention it's you who's asking.
Thanks. If you guys can help out, that'll give us a chance to do something about that wedge out in the ocean.
Yeah, I think that's something only you guys can handle. Speaking of which, that thing's out in the middle of the ocean. How do you even plan on reaching it?
By boat. We're about to go look for one.
No rest for the weary, I see. Hey, what happened to that mask you used to wear?
It's a long story. Let's just say I lost it.
I sure never expected to run into Bregan.
Sislodia's probably in good hands with him.
Yeah. Now we can focus on finding a ship.
Oke, jalur antara Gennett Harris dan Sislodia udah terhubung. Jadi mereka udah bisa ini ya, udah bisa membantu Gennett Harris. Sekarang kita bisa cari ship. Cari shipnya kemana nih? Tadi kita udah bisa keliling-keliling ke beberapa realm sebelum-sebelumnya dan realm yang di Gennett Harris juga. Cuman kita harus cari shipnya itu di mana nih supaya kita bisa nyebrang ke tengah-tengah yang ada di wedge-nya itu. Kita cari, aha, Mahaksar, Hidden Wharf. Oke, kita ketemu lagi sama si yang siapa tuh tadi ya? Aduh lupa, yang bantuin kita ke kapalnya Almedrea. Oke, kalau begitu berarti kita udah bisa keliling-keliling ke beberapa realm. Sebelumnya ada skip baru, Finding a Ship.
A boat, huh? Where are we gonna find one of those? It's not the kind of thing people just leave lying around.
Especially not Renans. For an imperial power, they never have shown much interest in maritime expansion. Still, I dare say there should be the odd small vessel here and there.
All well and good, but that structure's slap bang in the middle of the ocean. A fishing boat won't cut it.
Let's just try to find one that won't sink us halfway out, yeah? Not that it needs to be a huge galley like Almadria's or anything.
Just as well, since we've passed, let's see, literally 0 huge galleys.
All I know is we have to reach that thing in the ocean. Anything that might work, I say we try it.
Oh, ada lagi, a helping hand.
Thanks to Bregan, it seems like Ganeth Harrows should be in good hands at least.
I wonder who they'll send to look after things. It'll be someone from one of the other resistance organizations, no doubt.
They could do a whole lot worse than someone like Doc. A knowledge of medicine would go a long way there.
Wait, do you mean the old guy back in Calaglia? Ganeth Harrows would be one hell of a trek from there. He'd have to get here first.
My brother's old second-in-command, Legil, would be a perfect fit, too. Pity she'll probably still have her hands tied up with work in Menancia.
Mahagsar will be the same story. They won't have the manpower as it is, let alone enough to start exporting it.
Man, everyone's still struggling to get back on their feet, huh?
Knowing Bregan, he'll probably take things into his own hands. He seems like the kind of guy who enjoys a challenge.
Thinking back on it now, though, it does kind of make you realize just how many people we've gotten to know in each of the places we visited.
That's true. And each and every connection we forged is priceless. Anyway, we can trust Bregan to take care of things from here. Come on, let's focus on the task at hand.
Bregan dan kawan-kawan resistance dari Sislodia akan ngebantu Ganeth Harrows, tapi dari yang realm sebelum yang lain-lainnya seperti Mahagsar, terus juga Menancia itu juga nggak bisa bantu karena mereka udah punya kesusahan dan urusan sendiri. Sekarang kita akan cari ship yang kuat, nggak cuma fishing ship doang. Kita harus cari ship yang bisa kita bawa ke tengah-tengah di wedge itu. Oke, berarti kita akan cari ship dan kita lanjut di part berikutnya.